Joining us now to explore some art therapy is art therapist Elizabeth Cockey. Elizabeth, I understand you run some of the programs like we saw in the video segment. How do you know what the right kind of art therapy is for someone?
Usually where I start when I'm introduced to a new group is I paint with them. The act of painting will allow me to see where they live, how much can they do, how much cognitive functioning is available, because most of the people I work with are very low functioning seniors who've had stroke or stroke dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and they haven't usually been participating in a recreational therapy program.
Do you have to like art itself to get something out of the process? It sound like it's more the fact that they're working with other people. It's that sensory tactile thing that it works.
Yes, it's usually what you just said, the sensory tactile, and the fact that it's very social. Now, many of them have been isolating and are depressed. They've been in their rooms, and usually the people that I first work with come to the class because the hospital administration wants them to do something more than just sit around. So many of them say this: I don't want to paint, I'm not an artist, I've never painted and I'm not painting now.
Yeah.
So that's usually, or they're afraid because they don't want to do the wrong thing. They've already had enough happen to them that's been taken from them. So they already are out of control enough in their life and someone else is managing their day. Once they find out that they can be successful with the art process, they wait for me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Up next, how art therapy can help with relationships and how much insurance covers. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Healthline. We're here with art therapist Elizabeth Cockey. Elizabeth, I understand you have an amazing story about a stroke victim. Can you share that with us?
Yes, I do. I'm going to call her Rose.
Okay.
And this was several years ago. Rose had been coming to the class, to the art therapy class, for about 6 months. She never participated. She was what we call a passive resident. She just sat there. She was incontinent. She was in a wheelchair. All she did, they brought her in and that was it. No one thought Rose could do anything. We looked at her from the perspective of, she can't do anything. Her life's over. Her family thought that her life was over. One day, they brought another lady into the class who was very upset. She'd been brought to the facility that day. She was crying. She was carrying on. Now what's happening is all of the other residents are upset because they're remembering, I'm not home either. I want to go home. I'm upset. They all started crying, one by one. Out of the blue, Rose started singing, God Bless America, and kept singing. And I looked around, who's singing? It's Rose, my goodness. Everyone started singing along with Rose, including myself.
Oh my gosh.
The moral of the story is, everyone has that spirit within them that can reach out through the art process. That can be singing. Could be painting. In this case, Rose sang God Bless America, and she made a difference that day.
Can art therapy, whether it's the arts of painting or music, can they help you reunite or bind with your family members?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, when a family member comes in and they have a parent that's nonverbal, let's say, and you sit there and you look at each other and what do? Then they go home and they feel worse than when they came. When they come to the art therapy class, we give them something to do. Let's sit down and construct this together. Let's sit down and paint. Let's help your mom, okay? And even if mom hasn't been speaking or is nonverbal or is confused, doesn't remember who Jack is, let's say, it doesn't matter. They have something to do together. Typically, I'll have family members become volunteers for my art programs long after mom and dad have passed away.
Wow, because they know the impact that it's had on their life.
The impact, and they say to me, I can use this therapy myself. I feel better after I've painted.
Wow.
I feel like a different person. It feels good when I paint.
Yeah, that's great. Now, how does insurance cover this?
Unfortunately, in most cases, it does not. There is not a CPT code that's for art therapy per se. So if you were going to have a doctor recommend art therapy, they would have to do it through another methodology. They'd have to write a script. But since there's not really art therapy per se in the codes, it's very difficult. Mostly it's private pay or through a hospital.
Yeah. And hopefully more hospitals will use this to help their patients because they'll actually do better and get out sooner. Elizabeth, thanks for joining us. You brought us a very positive, uplifting message as well. So
I appreciate being here. Thank you for having me.
all of you get out there, paint now. Some final thoughts on art therapies when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Healthline. Modern medicine is a constantly evolving discipline, a work in progress whose boundaries are always expanding. It wasn't that long ago that art therapies were on the outer fringes of accepted medicine, but research and studies continue to prove the benefits and bring art therapies into the mainstream. From music to painting to dance, art therapies are providing effective treatments for more people than ever before. They're also helping us learn more about the brain's creative impulses and helping doctors map brand new roads to recovery. For more information on art therapy, call us at 1-800-RLIVING or go to our website at www.rl.tv. That about does it for this edition of Healthline. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, here's wishing you the best of health.